Hey, it's Josh, and you're listening to The Other Show.
Guys, this year, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse.
What now?
So I normally take my morning poop in the morning.
Oh, that's how we're starting the show. Welcome, everyone, to The Other Show. You could just say morning bowel movement. Is there a better way to say that? And here's the thing. You're talking to Josh and I, and we live on toilet humor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had an important afternoon business meeting.
Yeah, say a morning meeting.
Oh,
How about that?
I have a morning, but I do have a morning meeting every Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Company
Yeah,
wide.
but this meeting keeps you regular. Okay.
I have a regular meeting.
okay.
Every morning.
Okay, so we've established you have a very important meeting.
Guys, I have a very important meeting. This time it was in the afternoon though, and it was a double flusher.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
gosh.
on. Why are we now scheduling things and you're talking okay?
Look, it's just I'm a regular guy. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
Except for this particular day where this story takes place. Go on.
except for this particular day, which happens to be this afternoon. So anyway,
Okay.
I finished my first flush, and I didn't want my phone to fall in the toilet, so I put it on. We have regular toilets, not like urinals or things like that, like weird office toilets. Like it's got the bowl on top.
Well, Spencer, your phone's in your pocket and your pants are down around your ankles in this meeting, which, is okay for this meeting.
Look, no,
Specifically.
normally it would be in my pockets for this particular meeting.
Unless you're playing what? Clash Royale, right?
Reddit?
No, that's down
Blast.
today. That's completely blacked out today.
Watermelon?
No,
Okay.
I-
Yeah, Reddit's going crazy.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
No, so this is where the story gets a little weirder. Normally, I wear my cowboy boots, my jeans, and like a button-down shirt. Even though we have
You wear cowboy boots?
daily.
Wait a second. I don't know this about you.
Yes,
you
you
wear
do.
cowboy boots?
Daily.
Well, we knew that he likes cowboy boots, but you wear them like as comfortable shoes at work?
Oh, dude, they're the most comfortable shoes I own.
They're knee highs. How are they comfortable?
I don't know you anymore.
Look at all. Look, I know that a few listeners are gonna back me up on this one. Okay?
Yeah, but they're from Idaho.
Yeah, the Holmgrens, okay?
No, they're not.
Yeah, and that's okay. But like, do you have to break cowboy boots in 2 years? Because like Vans are hard enough to get comfortable, and
Oh.
those are sneakers.
Laura,
You're
Colin,
talking cowboy
back me
boots.
up. Back me up here, Laura. Okay? They're the most comfortable shoes you are ever gonna own. Yes,
Here's
you
the
do
thing.
have to break them in.
No, my Hokas are.
Spencer, anytime you ask me for like a foot massage or leg massage, I bet it's sandpaper, and I'm not gonna do it because
Oh no, I have the most supple feet you've ever met.
Oh, please.
I don't want to meet
They
your
are
feet.
they're being hugged in
It's-
little
you-
calf skin.
Do you know what it is? Because it's so moist in those boots, those
Mhm.
leather boots.
Oh.
Anyway,
And you're retaining that smell. No, there's no any way about this, Spencer. Cut it out.
Kent,
So,
Kent,
do you wear them under your pants, or do you wear the cowboy boot leggings over your pants? I have to know.
jean leggings go over the shaft of the boot.
Don't say shaft, please.
So you call it. I also said moist. So this show's off to a really bad start.
We've lost every listener here.
Kent, speaking of moist, laundry was not done today, so I wore the pants that I stole from Josh. Okay, a pair of shorts.
Wait, you guys, hold on. Oh, you share pants and shorts? Like, how did this happen?
Back in the day on another show.
And you just give him pants?
I didn't have jeans, so I put on Josh's shorts. The problem with these shorts is my phone has a tendency to fall out. So when I'm wearing them, I just carry my phone with me. Okay, it's just in my hand.
Okay. Thank
I
you for the
needed-
clarification.
I need
You wore cowboy boots and shorts? What?
no.
I swear you dress like a toddler.
Yeah. Are you wearing a towel around your neck too and trying to fly around? Which I wouldn't judge.
No shirt. No shirt whatsoever.
When I wear Josh's shorts, I wear my sock shoes.
Okay, so why did the cowboy boots even come up, Spencer?
Because he wants to brag about them. Let's be honest.
Spencer? Your stories are like a Shaggy Dog story, and I love you for it.
That's fine.
You talked about a morning meeting that became an afternoon meeting, and then you talked about your attire when you normally have these meetings, but you didn't wear it on this afternoon.
No, I'll tell you how we got on this point. You asked why my phone was not in my pocket around my ankles.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
That's why.
What?
That is why my phone was not in my pocket around my ankles, because I didn't wear my jeans.
Josh, you're lost too, right? It's not just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just keep thinking of Spencer in shorts, wearing cowboy shoes,
Uh-huh.
no shirt. That's all I'm thinking of right now.
At work.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't take that to your private moments later, Josh, we're good.
Don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
So you're wearing different clothes than you normally do in the mornings
Yeah.
for the afternoon meeting, and you put your phone on the table, right?
Well, yeah.
Is it this like a basin? Is this like a sink basin? Is that what you're talking about?
No. So it's in the stall. It's like a normal toilet.
Don't say that way. I don't know.
You know how you have the bowl where the flusher is? Normally like a very stable
Oh,
place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hit flush on the second flush, right?
Okay.
And in slow motion, I saw my phone slide off the table, and it did like a Michael Jordan around the rim.
Did you reach for it? Was this like a slow motion thing?
Yes, happened in slow motion. I hear like the no escape my lips as my hand, I realize, is elbow deep in this bowl, grabbing my phone.
So you did pursue it, even though it dropped all the way in.
It is an expensive phone. I'm not like, I don't care.
What kind of phone do you have? iPhone 4?
No,
4S?
iPhone 13 Plus.
Oh, I have an 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
See, and I have a 13 as well.
and I got it new this year, like the beginning of the year. So I have to take care of my phone.
So wait, was the toilet mid-flush when the phone dropped in?
No,
Oh,
it had just filled up after the second flush. So it's like clean water, but there's like residue because it's a public toilet. So like, luckily it's waterproof. and
Josh's face right now.
we have mouthwash and hand sanitizer. So I just kind of spent like the next 10 minutes in the bathroom, like
So
alternating between hand sanitizer and mouthwash.
no.
you put mouthwash in your phone?
No.
I mean, both things have alcohol, right? And alcohol does clean things.
I was just putting whatever cleaner was available. If there had been Clorox in there, bleach, I would have dunked it in bleach.
I think that would have been a mistake to go that far.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen videos of people putting their phones in bleach and it not working.
Wait,
out.
so was there a second guess when you saw your phone in the toilet, knowing what's in the toilet? Do you just say, I'm calling it a loss?
No,
Right? Is there a point where you say, yeah, this is a mistake?
no, you go for it. With the price of phones these days, and it's waterproof.
I mean, you're right.
Like I pulled it out and I had to like get a little.
That's why you get insurance. Apple Care. Like, I'm pretty sure that covers poop.
No, it doesn't.
You sure? Have you asked?
So did you immediately turn your phone off, or when you were rinsing it with mouthwash and hand sanitizer?
Did you put it in rice?
No.
Now it's dirty. It's brown rice now.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Wait, so 10 minutes. At what point did you feel, you know what? I've done a pretty good job here. I think it's clean and all the water's gone.
No, I still don't.
Oh, okay.
I know I washed it. I know I put hand sanitizer and mouthwash on it, like, and rinsed it. Like, the outside is really, really clean. But you have where you plug your phone into.
Yeah.
The little hole right there.
Right.
After I got off work, I plugged it into my,
Uh-huh.
my truck so I could, do the Apple CarPlay.
Mhm.
And it would not connect because there was still moisture inside the phone.
Because you didn't put it in rice. You got to put it in rice. That's like Apple Care 101, man.
What's the rice going to do? Get inside the little phone nook and pull out the poo water?
I don't know. I mean, the rice does its own magic. You know?
Rice is magic.
I have some beans I can sell you, Josh.
They're like little cell phone like
Cell phone
elves,
elves.
you know?
So your phone doesn't charge to your truck. Do you feel like it's better now?
It's working now, but let me tell you what. I'm going to be using Bluetooth headphones to take and make phone calls forever.
Okay, because I was going to say pink eye's a thing. I mean, yeah.
How did you get the pink eye? Don't blame your toddler on it. Don't blame
It's a
your
$1,200
toddler.
phone. Got to save it.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't you? What would you do? Like, if this
I
was
would do-
back in the day of the Nokia's, like $50 phones.
Listen,
Yeah, that thing's getting flushed. I'm sorry.
right. No, you save your phone.
Yeah,
You
save your
absolutely
phone.
save your phone.
Especially when there's like, it's clean water. Like that thought went through my head as I was pulling it out. Like, at least the water was clean.
I would probably do the same thing you did, and then when I got home, I would just kind of wash it in soapy water again. That can't be good for your phone, right? I know that's waterproof, but anyways, I would wash it so
Do you
many
think
times.
like places like Bad Apple can give it like like a bleach wash or something.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
a decontamination chamber.
I'm sure the Bad Apple has some type of like package for my phone fell in the toilet.
Yeah, but no one ever wants to admit, hey, I fished this out of the toilet, except for Spencer here on this show.
Hey, there's dozens of listeners. They all know now.
Dozens of us.
Yeah.
I'm being generous there.
Remind me to never ask to borrow your phone.
Yeah.
You never would anyway.
That's true.
The only time you've borrowed my phone, Josh, is to take pictures of your elbow pulled up so it looks like a butt crack.
Yeah. Those were fun memories.
Well, at least it still works.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, don't wear those shorts.
Mm-mm.
Dry your pants. Wear your cowboy boots, because I feel like when you change your routine, Spencer, from the morning and wearing cowboy boots and pants, I think things go awry.
That's probably true. So, Josh, I'm going to get you your pants back.
I can't even remember which ones they are.
Oh, they're the comfy gray shorts.
Oh, those actually are my dad's.
What? Wait, Spencer's wearing your dad's shorts to work? When his laundry is still wet, he's wearing your dad's shorts.
The funny thing is I remember my mom asking me to return those about 6 months ago because she remembered that I had been using them for a while and I totally forgot where they were. So yeah,
I somehow feel worse about using them now. Like they now feel dirty.
no, don't worry about it.
No, Josh and I have traded clothes frequently.
Really?
I'm like his little sister because like I stole his overalls for like a year and jerseys.
Yeah, the jerseys. I gave you one of my jerseys.
Yeah, I still wear that one.
Now it's obsolete since Aaron Rodgers got traded.
But I did give you a cool raccoon hat in return.
That is true. Yeah. You really are my little sister.
I think it's not little brother, it's little sister.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I don't know if you saw this, but before we started recording, I tuned into ESPN or ABC or whatever it's called now these days, and saw that the Nuggets actually just won the championship. And
I had no idea.
As a Jazz fan, or just as a citizen of the state of Utah, I mean, it just
doesn't
sickens me.
No, honestly, like I think of the Nuggets as the '90s Nuggets, like late '90s.
Oh yeah,
and they had Dikembe Mutombo, I believe. And I never liked them as a team. They had the worst.
Alfonso Ellis.
Yeah, Alfonso Ellis. They had the worst logo ever.
They still do.
And, sure, they're good now.
Yeah, no. And plus, I mean, let's be honest. I don't want to pick a fight necessarily with the state of Colorado, even though I'm pretty sure that we could take them. But I just don't like Colorado. I don't like Denver. I don't like any of the sports teams.
Colorado is just Kmart Utah. Great Value Utah.
It pretty much is. Like, I mean, Denver plays a big game like, oh, we're Denver, Rocky Mountains. Have you ever been to Denver?
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, this is Kansas. And the mountains are like an hour
Yeah, the mountains
away.
are far away. It's a beautiful drive to go there.
Oh, yeah.
But Denver itself is not very pretty whatsoever.
Western Colorado is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But Denver, ew. Like, I mean, I hate the Nuggets. I hate the Broncos. I hate the Rockies. I hate the Avalanche. And so to see them win the championship, I'm kind of excited to see what happens in the city proper as the crowds will inevitably riot.
Okay, tell me why that happens. Why do riots happen when people win? Because I understand people get upset when maybe there's a close game and their team loses and then they go nuts, right? Why do people do it?
It's a celebration thing, you know.
Yeah, but that's not a celebration. Like Philadelphia has to grease the beanpole.
Yeah, I mean, because they're smart.
Pretty sure that's a euphemism for Josh.
But
he needs to go grease the beanpole.
I didn't bring it up.
You did. That's kind of the point.
But no, it's fascinating to me though, because it's really been kind of a phenomenon over the past probably 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Back in I think it was when the Tigers won the World Series in 1984.
Okay,
that was the first like big riot, and downtown Detroit just got, I mean, obliterated with riots and everything. And then you started seeing them more in the 90s and into the 2000s. Like, it was kind of comical when the Lakers had a three-peat, even Chicago, because it's like the first year it's like, yeah, we finally won the championship after so many years. And then
right.
And then the second year, like, yeah, back to back. And the third one, it was like,
Mhm.
what are we doing?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Do like the Celtics or the Lakers fans? Do they still riot? Do they care that much anymore?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's gotten to that point where it's almost like expected that there's some type of rioting. Back in 2004, I remember when the Red Sox finally won the
Mhm.
World Series after 86
Right.
years. I mean, that was a huge riot. Even a few years later, when the Celtics won the championship after 20, 30 years, riot. Chicago, the Cubs in 2016, big riot, which was, and that was what, 90, 80 plus years.
Here's a question, Josh. If the Jazz ever win and we riot, who brings the funeral potatoes?
Well, I mean, yeah, I almost have to wonder. Like, I'm actually really concerned about Crown Burger because I feel like the place is going to be torn to shreds.
Honestly, though, like I'm still kind of bitter that we didn't win in 97 or 98
Yeah.
because I had plans.
To riot?
I was going to go riot at the Crossroads Mall, man. Like,
Crossroads Mall.
oh yeah, Crossroads Mall. Maybe cross over to the ZCMI Mall. The Beehive House, you could storm the Beehive House or something. But
I'm gonna go the Linehouse rolls. Oh yeah,
start chucking them.
I got 4 bags here. and you throw them in cars. That'd be the most respectful riot ever.
Oh, it totally would be. But then on the flip side, though, the Golden Knights are up 3-1 in their series, in the championship series, in the Stanley Cup final. And so if they win their next game, which is, as of this recording, is tomorrow night, so they could the Knights could easily be champions at this point.
Okay.
What happens when they riot? Like, if Las Vegans riot, are they gonna know?
Oh, you mean people in Vegas, like people around a stadium?
Yeah.
Around the city.
Oh yeah.
No, it's gonna be maybe one buffet will take the hit, right?
Right.
Where there will be fans that like run through a casino, but they have to run 3 miles. And then as they're running, there's so much cigarette smoke that they lose their breath, right? So they don't quite get there.
Do they storm like the Caesar's Palace?
I think they do.
They knock over Caesar.
And then there's these
in the front lobby.
There's the lifer old women that will be throwing their coins from their cups at these riotous people. I think
Right.
tourists fight back.
This is the beginning of the end of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
They burn down New York. They throw Wayne Newton into the Bellagio fountain.
I love this idea.
Like, do they riot like the Summerlin Mall?
Yeah.
Do they release Sigmund and Freud's tigers?
I think so. And I think 2 people ride them.
I feel like almost this is like the plot of The Hangover 4. Like
Vegas won a sporting event. It's like Vegas had sports.
It'd be interesting. Like I'm so fascinated by sports rioting.
I don't get it.
The funniest though that I've watched was in 2011.
Okay.
When the Vancouver Canucks lost the Stanley Cup final, Game 7 at home, heavily favored, lost to the Boston Bruins, and pretty much, Vancouver, but I pretty much, I'm probably safe to say all of Canada pretty much rioted because it's their sport, right?
How does Canada riot?
They tip over a bottle of maple syrup and say "oops."
No, dude,
and don't say sorry.
It was pretty bad. Like, go Google it, because there's also some iconic like images. And I won't go too deep into this, but it was so funny because I've never seen fans riot because they lost. Like,
well, you think that's why they would almost, right? They're taking their frustration out on the city, I guess.
But but anyway, go watch it, because it just feels like the most kind of Canada thing. And we lost to hockey.
Yeah, we lost to Boston.
To Boston of all things. But anyway, it's just fascinating. I'm interested to see what happens with Vegas.
Honestly, in all reality, people they cut off traffic on the strip. I think people just walk the strip from wherever the stadium is, right? And they kind of just own that part of the city, and they just do cheers. And it's like, but they're also drinking their giant alcoholic drinks, right?
And their souvenir mugs that cost like $30.
Here's the thing: is like
exactly
Vegas is equipped for it already. Like This is just a normal night for them.
Maybe I just want to see them throw Wayne Newton into the Caesars Palace or into the Bellagio. Mhm.
That's specifically
What do
it.
you have against Wayne Newton?
Well, I have a lot actually, but I mean, I don't know if we have time for this.
Okay.
I just realized you're not talking about Wayne Knight.
Wayne Newton, like if you listen to his song Dunkashane, for the longest time when I was much younger, I thought it was a chick. Have you ever
hold on,
go listen to it and you're like, no,
like a sultry voiced woman?
He does not. I mean, I think he's much younger. I want to say he's in his like early 20s, maybe a teen.
Okay. So wait, did you kind of go, hey,
I mean,
this is a pretty voice?
Because I had the same problem though with Justin Bieber. So, it just.
So I just Googled Wayne Knight or Wayne Newton. Still getting them confused.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Wayne Knight could play Wayne Newton in a biopic right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying. But anyway.
You want to get revenge on Wayne Newton for having a falsetto voice that you misplaced when you were younger.
Yes. Yes. He also looks like the Golden Knights mascot, Chance. No, seriously, because he's so orange from all that tanning or whatever.
And plastic surgery will kind of mess up his face too.
Oh, yeah. No, his smile, he looks just like the mascot.
Yep. You're right. He does look like Chance the Bee.
Yep.
Is that a bee or is it a snake?
No, it's a Gila monster or whatever they're called.
It is the Gila monster? I couldn't tell from the Google image I'm looking at. It looks like a bee, but then when it turns it said it looks like a snake. They have a Gila monster as their mascot?
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're the golden.
I guess maybe it's a Vegas thing.
Maybe, I mean, desert. But then again, I'm like, you're the Golden Knights. Why don't you just be like a knight? Whatever. But
because you don't find knights natively in the deserts of Nevada. Okay?
True. Anyway.
That's why.
You only find Wayne Newtons.
He pretty much is the mascot. But no, I am really excited. I do hope that the Golden Knights win. I don't understand a thing about hockey other than the puck goes in the net.
Mm-hmm.
Some team wins. And it's fun. Like, I don't understand the strategy or anything, but the Golden Knights, and I kind of fell in love with them over the years. Like,
I think you mean the GK.
The GK, the VGK.
I would only root for them because we have one listener that likes them,
Nicole D. Hale,
and so because she's cool, I also root for them.
See, I root for Nicole D. Hale, and by proxy, the Golden Knights because I'm rooting for Nicole.
I need her to give me some tutorials on hockey and strategy because I know nothing. But I like to pretend that I do. And my wife thinks that I know a lot about hockey when I'm sitting there watching the games, but no. Anyway.
All right, let's do some phone calls.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Hey guys, this is Joel, or other Joel, and I live in Orem, and this weekend it is Orem Fest, the city festival formerly known as Summerfest, until they got a cease and desist letter from some town in the Midwest. But I'm driving down the main drags in town, and there are the parades. The parade people are out. They're roping off stretches of grass. They're dropping blankets. They're putting chairs down. They're chalking off their space. And I just do not understand these people. I did marching band in high school. I had my fair share of parades in my life, but I think even before that, like it's days away from this parade, and they're setting up their spot. They're staking their claim, and I just want to say I don't understand those people. That's a mindset that I just cannot wrap my mind around, and I'm wondering are any of you guys these types of weird parade carny type people that have to have your spot to watch stuff go by really slow on the road? That's it. Enjoying your show. Love you guys. Bye.
Look, let me just say, other Joel.
I like this name.
Yeah, well, it's a good one.
Have you seen the lines when a new chicken place opens up in Utah County? Utahns lose their collective mind for free stuff, and a parade is nothing more than free saltwater taffy. Of course they're camping out. They know they're getting free crap.
So I have a unique perspective of this. So my family, my dad specifically, was the chairman of the Bountiful Handcart Days for about 7-10 years or so. So I've been to way too many parades. I hate parades. Absolutely hate them. They're pointless. And Bountiful is chock full of these people who try to cheat the system and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was very heavy-handed about when these parade people could set up their chairs. And it was 6 a.m. the day of the parade. So Bountiful Police pretty much were in line with it, and we enforced it. So anything, like we would go along the parade route and we would pick up chairs and we would put them to the side of the parade route, anything before 6 a.m.
So you have those fold-out chairs that have a weird like ribbon or rope tied in between the metal stuff.
And we'd rip them down. And it was the most satisfying thing in the world.
Love this.
You need to keep in context for your mental image here, Kent. This is, how many years ago was this, Josh?
This is about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is before like the collapsible like cylinder folding chairs. These are like the plastic ribbons across that leave a mark on your butt because you're sweating.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of folding chairs.
And most of the chairs were probably stolen from the local steak center.
Property of Bountiful Fourth.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So
I hate it so much. I'm so glad you guys did that. I will never go to a parade early. In fact, I will avoid parades like anything else. I hate them. They're probably the worst part about the 4th of July.
Oh, 4th of July and the 24th of July.
And the 24th of July.
And that's my whole beef with the 24th. Like, yeah, it's kind of cool that we have these two celebrations in July, but why can't we come up with something different, like a different tradition? Like we just copied and pasted the 4th of July to the 24th to Pioneer Day.
Right.
Why can't we do something different? Like no parade, no rodeo. I like fireworks.
No, I'm okay with the rodeo.
Like a demolition derby would be great.
No, that's Father's Day.
Or what? But we can do it for Pioneer Day. I'm sure that
I'm pretty sure we do.
My Pioneer forebears would love to have a demolition derby. If they had beat up cars back in the 1840s, I'm sure that they would do the same thing.
Let's be honest, a demolition derby is a perfect way to celebrate Utah heritage. Have you ever driven on the I-15 Spaghetti Bowl?
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Demolition derby. It's in our blood.
Like Twisted Metal.
But no, I just...
So can we get the clown?
Yeah, Sweet Tooth for sure.
Sweet Tooth.
Going back to the parade people, just stop. People, like...
Wait, stop going or stop reserving things early?
Just stop reserving. Just go. Like, just show up like an hour or two before. Who cares?
Josh, I have a problem with you saying this. So, like, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody who says he hates parades... Isn't a race nothing more than a really fast parade?
No, I'll tell you why. Because, unless you're sponsored by a company and your entire shirt is covered in like logos, which I know you have some logos.
I've been trying to get sponsored by Fat Boy Ice Cream. It just feels like
I love this idea. Yeah,
it's just meant to be like I need to run on the Fat Boy Ice Cream team.
Yeah,
they have them at the end of every race.
It is meant to be. You're right.
So maybe I am a parade person.
You are. I mean, they give you freebies at the beginning. People line up along the way. You get there really, really early in the morning.
I'm going to have to come to terms with this. You've changed my world. Like,
Spencer, are you calling Josh a float?
Oh my gosh. I really am a fat boy.
No.
No, you know how they have like the stallions or they like trot the horses to their parade? Josh, you're nothing more than a Clydesdale.
It's true. It is a race division, by the way.
The Clydesdale division?
Oh yeah, for all the runners that are over like 225 pounds.
Is that's true?
Yeah,
what?
It's true.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Josh, you just need to start carrying saltwater taffy when you run. And throwing it to people. Oh my gosh, they do. They give out the goose.
No, I actually did that because the kind of going back to the days of 47 to Pioneer Day. So I usually run the Deseret News half marathon, and the last 2 miles of the race, you're running along the parade route, and it's right before the parade goes. So you're just running along, and like I always felt bad, running this, and everybody's just sitting there cheering you. I'm like like I got to give them something, because this is, just a bunch of stinky, sweaty people running past, before you get your
Sure.
taffy.
A really fast parade.
So a couple years ago, I actually took a bag of taffy and I put it in my backpack that I was running with, and when I hit the parade route, I just took it out and I started chucking it at people, and it was great. It was fun. I actually threw some at the Finleys. The Finleys actually were there. I threw them a bunch of taffy.
I wonder if when you throw it and you're all sweaty from a bag, and it's pretty uncommon, obviously, if parents like, hey, don't eat that.
I'm pretty sure it was soft taffy.
Here's the thing, though. We're going to loop this right back around, because the way Utahns are around free stuff, I'm pretty sure you started a few riots over that saltwater taffy.
Yeah, it's true.
And my work was done.
Yeah, that's the thing. Going back to that as well, there would be a Utah riot if the Jazz ever won something, and they were like, half off at Costa Vida, because that's probably what it would be.
Could you imagine the victory parade?
Man, it would be crazy. It would be crazy.
People camped out for like a whole week for something like folding chairs from every steak center along State Street in downtown Salt Lake. Nobody could go anywhere.
We'd have to have Craig Bullerjack hosting, like emceeing the parade.
Oh, totally.
Ron Boone, is he still alive?
I think so.
We'll just
I know Hot Rod isn't.
Oh,
I was going to say I could bring Hot Rod back from the dead.
Oh gosh. Anyway, gosh.
What else we got?
I think we have a couple more phone calls here. Let's get to this next one.
Hey guys, proud Disney mom here, Tonya Budge. I am actually in the Magic Kingdom right now as I am calling you. It's been an incredible day, even though I got here really late. I got up early, flew out here in the park. It is my daughter's last day working today, so it's been kind of fun to watch her do her job. But I have to tell you about Tron. I did pay for the lightning lane so I could guarantee that I could get onto Tron. I was lucky enough to get the very front row. Highly recommend it. The seats are a little bit uncomfortable just because you are leaning forward and then you're keeping your head up. But I have to say, the takeoff is amazing. It's super smooth, super fast. The music is like you're in the movie. It's so great. The whole thing. The only complaint I have is it's too short, which I think everyone else has complained about. But amazing ride. Totally worth the $20 that I paid for it. And we're going to try and do it again on Monday. I'm going to let you guys go now because I have a super fat squirrel here trying to climb up my leg or something, or thinking I got food and I don't have food. So I'm going to get away from this squirrel. But I will try to give you guys some more updates. I'll try and post in the groups and whatnot on Facebook so you guys can see all of our fun adventures. All right, have a great day. Thank you again.
Just give that squirrel some saltwater taffy and you'll be good.
We'll start a squirrel riot, Josh. Speaking of fat squirrels, first off, I love the nickname Disney Mom, Proud Disney Mom, Tonya. Yeah. That should stick. But going back to the fat squirrels, that wasn't the segue to the fat squirrels. I'm sorry, Tonya, if that wasn't heard that.
It's just in his and a new paragraph.
In his mind, it all made sense.
It all made sense.
This is just the mouth flow today.
He's like, let's pick a nickname here.
I got a bacteria for my poo phone.
It's not pink eye.
That's what you're gonna blame.
But speaking of fat squirrels, the only question I have about Tron now is how fat person friendly is it?
Oh, okay.
That is actually a fair question because I've actually had some issues with that. Just this last trip to Las Vegas, I couldn't ride the New York coaster.
Why would you want to?
It's actually pretty fun.
Is it? I'm horrified by the
but
heights.
marriage. Yeah. The first year of marriage. It was very kind to me, and plus being a tall guy, it was really hard for me to kind of maneuver in there, and so yeah, they kicked me off, and I've been kicked off a few things at Lagoon too.
I'm sure there's probably some requirements for the Tron ride. I mean, we could probably look it up right now and just to kind of see who they kick off or what they demand. But being a bike, I'm almost wondering, because do they have like a harness that goes over your back as you're leaning forward?
Look, the first issue you said there, Kenny, is the bike. If I'm a fat person, I've not been at a bike in a long time.
No, you don't have to pedal the bike. You literally sit down, but lean forward.
The best kind of bike. They do all the work for you.
Literally stationary.
No. Stationary bikes scare me. I want one of the professor ones where you lay back in it.
That's not a bike. That's a chair.
The recumbent bike? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, one of those rambunctious bikes.
Gosh.
You're a rambunctious bike.
Oh gosh.
I would also pay probably $20-$25 depending on how much Fast Pass is in Florida. I would totally pay that money to go on that ride because, kind of like I did with Rise Resistance. I'm like, if I'm coming to California again, I need to go on this ride. Tron would be the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I will pay whatever I need to not leave empty-handed.
No, that's like when I went to Disneyland. I was there 1,000% for Stephanie and Hazel, and I considered it a successful trip once I rode Rise of the Resistance in Splash Mountain. After that, the rest of the 3 days, I did not care. I got my lightsaber. I had my Ronto wrap. I could have sustained myself on Angry Dogs.
Why am I
and pickles.
picturing you with your Ronto wrap and your lightsaber in cowboy boots,
and shorts, and Josh
and no shorts?
Because that is pretty accurate. I think I have a photo of that.
I'm picturing like a flannel shirt that's ripped into a vest, kind of.
Oh,
What am I, Larry the Cable Guy?
I'm pretty
a little
sure that's
bit.
how you get kicked out of Disneyland.
No, that's standard dress for the Father's Day Derby in
But
Preston.
I am jealous that you got to go to Disney World, Tonya. Because I've never been.
I
would.
I went about 15 years ago, and I would love to go again. I need to go with a different perspective. Plus, there are a number of attractions like Tron, like Avatar, and a few other things that I have never been on that I would love to do.
Here's the thing. I've never been to Disney World, so I honestly think we need proud Disney mom Tonya Budge to call in more often with Disney World ride reviews or food news from Disney World.
Epcot, though, Epcot is the best food in Walt Disney World. And I don't think that's really
I don't
changed.
trust you. It's been 15 years. I trust proud Disney mom Tonya, but not you.
Okay, fine. Fine. All right.
All right, what else we got?
Hey guys, it's Jess. So listen, I know that I missed the Disneyland episode. So I didn't think of this question until a month later because I guess that's how my brain works. But I do have a question for you guys and I would love to hear the listeners weigh in as well. So I have a Disneyland trip planned in September. Me and the girlfriend are going and doing all the Halloween stuff in California. And people keep asking me oh, you weren't taking your kid to Disneyland? And I'm like, oh, he's 3. So I guess my question is when is an age appropriate time to take your kids to Disneyland? Because I understand he's just getting into Mickey Mouse and he loves Mickey Mouse Funhouse and Clubhouse and Playhouse, all the different house stuff. But when is a good time that they are old enough that they are going to recognize the characters and really enjoy it, and it's going to be a value for the money that you're putting into it? Because it is kind of expensive for a kid to just go and spend 10 minutes in Toontown or whatever. I don't know. So I'd love to hear what's a good age that you would recommend taking your kid to Disneyland for the first time. And then you guys are doing amazing. I love listening to the podcast every week. And Josh, I love all your Zoo Books facts, so keep it coming because I love them. Anyways, talk to you guys later.
First of all, Jess, don't encourage Josh with the Zoo Books facts. Because he'll bring them. Which, by the way, real quick, there have been several more attacks by the orcas.
Yep.
Have you seen
They're
this?
escalating.
No, I saw 2 orca come in and take out rudders from these boats.
Yeah.
Literally, it ram into them, bite them, and swim away with it.
They're evolving.
Ooh.
They're evolving. Anyways, enough about the orcas, though we'll probably hear more. So a personal experience here, and Spencer, you said you took your daughter and she's young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'll let you talk about your personal experience, and then I'll talk about mine.
The youngest I've taken a daughter, I had a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. And, it was kind of a big deal. We did 3 days in the park. We did the Bippity Boppity Boutique because they were both obsessed with princesses. Granted, my 2-year-old didn't know any better, right? She's like, oh, Tangled because my older sister watches Tangled, right? And so that's the kind of princess stuff she liked. She'll never have a memory of it. We have cute pictures, and that helps us as parents, or we can look back and go, hey, we took you. I would honestly say 6 years old would be the earliest I would financially take my kid to Disneyland.
Yeah.
And I have taken younger. So
I vehemently disagree, Kenny.
go on.
we took Hazel. She was just over 1 year old. She wasn't even a year and a half.
Yeah.
So she was free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So here's the thing. You go just as much for yourself and the experiences and the memories that you make.
Mhm.
So you get a lot out of it. Mind you, Hazel loves Mickey Mouse, and that she recognized him immediately.
Mhm.
We watched Mickey Mouse Clubhouse a lot. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Like that's on repeat in my head
Right.
because of Hazel.
It's great.
One of the best memories, and I talked about this in the Disney episode. One of the best memories I have is we had just taken Hazel down for her nap back by the amphitheater
Mhm.
by the entrance of Toontown.
Yeah.
And there's a Mickey meet and greet there. And because Hazel was there and just waking up right as Mickey and Goofy got off the train to start their meet and greet, she was waking up and bolted right to Mickey Mouse. Like, they recognize the characters. They know who they are. They can't quite say their names. They say Icky
Sure.
instead of Mickey.
And it's super cute. It's super cute.
Yeah.
I'm not totally disagreeing with you because it's nice as a parent, but it just also makes more work for the parent as well.
It's true.
Take younger kids. You are going when you take your kids for them.
Yeah.
I jokingly, but also seriously, call my trip when I took my kids at that age the most selfless vacation I've ever taken because I didn't go on a single ride for myself, right? It was just like, let's go to every Frozen play we possibly can, right? And that's a little miserable, but you know they love it so much. And so as a parent, you're like, this is enriching. It's just not the typical Disney experience that I would hope to have.
I kind of disagree because you can have just as much fun.
Yeah.
Again, just leave your kid at the entrance to the ride. No kid's ever been lost or kidnapped in the park.
Hey, no. Remember, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm glad we're revisiting this.
No, I'm just kidding about that one, obviously.
I don't think you are.
But if you go, like, and you take a little kid, just make it a little bit more of an extended family vacation as well. Bring, a grandparent or somebody that can stay with the kids while you and your husband do a few rides yourself as well. Take some time for yourself. But the memories that you make as a parent with your child are just as important as the child's memories that they make. And even if they don't remember it, you'll remember.
The only memories, right? The kid will never remember other than seeing pictures.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, though, that I have an issue with. Granted, I think a lot of theme parks and places are doing kind of the same thing. Lagoon started doing it, but Disneyland charges they charge everybody over the age of 3 the same price as an adult, right? Which is just it just
they don't
seems
get the same
ridiculous.
experience and they don't use the same facilities.
No, and that's a whole debate probably for another day. But I think to kind of what you were saying, Spencer, when you have a younger kid, especially one that probably doesn't have the stamina to kind of last all day at Disneyland, extend your vacation. If you do maybe instead of like 2 days, do 3, 4, or 5, because then you can go at the pace of that child and you can still kind of work in the adult rides. Right.
Well, I think Disney's also a unique circumstance where it is kind of nice that when you have a small child that still has nap time where you're forced to slow down and stop and let them take a nap.
Well,
and
bringing a stroller is even though I hate to maneuver strollers around other strollers, and Disneyland is the worst.
Oh, you get dadding.
But when you have a stroller, it carries everything for you, which is also great.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. Once again, this is probably the quarter Jew in me. We stayed at the hotel across the street, and my kids didn't want to go to Disneyland because there was a pool. And I'm like, we could have gone to La Quinta, and they would have had more fun than being forced to go to Disneyland because I'm like, we're getting our money's worth.
So between Kenny and I'm sensing there's a window, okay?
Yeah.
From like maybe 3 to 6, maybe don't go, and only 3 to 6 if it's only if it's only.
So you're
child.
saying when they start charging for a kid, like maybe take them like 2 or 3 and under when it's free, and then 3 to 6 take a little break, and then go when they're actually going to enjoy it, and maybe go on a few rides.
Yeah, that's actually a good plan because also I just thinking about my experiences, I was scared of
children,
most of the dark rides, most of the characters. So that's something that you kind of have to build up with your kid as well, which thankfully with YouTube, and my siblings have done this with their kids, they will sit them down and they'll show them the ride throughs, which helps
Mhm.
them. I wish I had that as a kid.
You see,
It's very helpful.
we actually don't have that problem with Hazel because she's got zero self-preservation.
It's true.
That's pretty great.
I'm not joking. We went to Bear Lake this last weekend, and there's another kid that was legit like 7 days older than her. We get to the lake, and that kid won't go more than ankle deep, and this is a toddler, so ankle deep's like the shoreline.
Right.
And Hazel's like trying to bust out of our grip and go down as deep as she can go. Like zero self-preservation. We take her to the park, and we set her at the toddler slides, and she's like, not for me, runs away, climbs up to the tall slides. Like, no self-preservation.
No.
That's awesome. She's brave.
Yeah.
No.
No, she's going to be a handful. That's what she's going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all of our phone calls.
Okay.
So thank you so much for all three of those. Make sure if you want to call in, talk to us, tell us what's up. Tonya, if you're still in Walt Disney World, call us again. Tell us what you're eating. I would actually love to know what kind of food is in Walt Disney World, to be honest
Tonya,
with you.
even if you're not in Walt Disney World, feel free to call us.
Yes, and give us an update about that fat squirrel.
Guess what? Real quick.
Uh-huh.
I was cleaning out my cupboards, and I went to Disneyland a month and a half ago, and I found a block of churro toffee.
Ooh.
Oh.
It was like finding $40 in my pocket.
I'm on my
I was
way.
like, this is amazing. And it's been a month and a half. I don't know if toffee expires,
No.
but it didn't taste like it.
No.
It's my favorite discovery of like this month.
Oh. You are
It's so good.
you are a fat squirrel.
Yeah, I am the fat squirrel, okay? I'm getting kicked off a Tron.
But anyway, before we move on, I just wanted to give the phone number for anybody who wanted to call. So make sure to call my voicemail. Phone number, easy to remember, 801-508-4989. So anyway, sorry. What were you saying, Spencer?
No, I have some TV news. As everyone knows, the Writer Guild strike's going on right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming companies and over-the-air broadcast networks are cutting budgets left and right. So a lot of them are looking for content to fill the gaps between Writers Guild shutdowns and delays and shows ending. So a Utah favorite show just found a brand new home.
Hmm?
The CW has purchased the rights to air The Chosen.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Really?
I can't wait for the first CW produced season. What kind of CW drama are we going to see?
Like really handsome Jesus? Right? And I don't know if The Chosen already has a handsome Jesus.
He is handsome.
I've never
Josh is a fan. I know he is a
I've
fan.
never seen The Chosen.
I'm waiting for love triangles. It's on VidAngel.
Yeah,
Okay.
VidAngel, their own apps.
Wait, and it's taken off from VidAngel?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus, I think, as well, and maybe
Wow.
Prime.
Living Scriptures. Yeah. It's honestly, it is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite TV show. It's hard to kind of bring up in this setting because
Right.
it's just, how do you bring it up, right?
Right.
It's talked about constantly at church, so I won't lie. Like, if Marianne and I are playing church bingo, the free square is The Chosen. So,
Wait, because people will talk about The Chosen?
oh yeah, no, it's funny. Sunday school, testimony meeting,
Mhm.
church talks. Well, I was just watching The Chosen.
And let me know here, is it made by the LDS Church?
No,
The Chosen?
no. The
Okay.
LDS Church has given them resources,
Okay.
like the Goshen set,
Like sets.
yeah. So there's collaboration, but essentially, I mean, if anybody has not watched it, the Chosen essentially it's a more it's the life of Jesus in a more, what's the right word, liberal telling.
Okay.
It's filling in a lot of the blanks, giving backstory to some of these stories, like the woman at the well.
Well, and that's the thing is, Josh, now I'm worried that it's going to be on the CW because we saw what they did with Supernatural.
Well, I'm almost wondering if Sam and Dean will have a crossover. Right?
Gosh,
I wouldn't hate it. I would probably watch that episode.
is Buffy still on the CW? Or has that ever been
Not
on?
since 2003,
I
Josh.
don't know. I don't.
It's been 20 years.
I don't want.
I know this because it's on my calendar.
Oh gosh.
Day I cried. Last day I cried.
You have a countdown from 2003.
It's been this many days since I cried during Buffy. I would watch Buffy Chosen crossover because she is the chosen one. So,
Do you have one for the Gilmore Girls as well?
no, I don't have one for the Gilmore Girls. Yeah,
Maybe they can get some of the script writers for that one. To witty
biblical verse and witty Gilmore Girls banter. Oh,
Sean Gunn has a cameo.
jeez.
I feel like this is slightly blasphemous.
Yeah, we're getting there. So wait, do I have to be in a certain mood to watch The Chosen, or is this? You guys know me. Is this up my alley at all? Me being like the guy who wants to be challenged with the media he watches, unless it's MILF Manor. Like, is this something that I could actually sit back and feel things? Because I will say, much like, and probably why people are talking about it at your church, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
People have become, or just always are, visual learners, right? You could read something like the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
but when you see it, it does kind of make you remember it more.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's probably where they're bringing it up. Like, oh, I remember watching this. Right? It's almost like when I watched The Passion back in 2004, and I was like, oh, geez, this is really heavy. And obviously I've read those stories before. This is very theological. But I'm like, oh, that hits a little bit harder because I am a visual learner that way.
We could probably dive even more into this, but with the LDS Church, a lot of the church videos, especially depicting Jesus, I hate saying this, but it almost comes across like he has no personality and kind of boring in a way. Whereas The Chosen gives him a personality. He's joking, he's smiling, and there's more depth to it. And I think for me, there's more of a connection that you have with not just the chosen Jesus, whatever you want to call him, but just the stories in general, because there's such a backstory and a connection, and it really connects to kind of a lot of the issues that we face now. So it just becomes more relatable. And so I would love to get your perspective, your feedback, watching the first season.
I would actually almost feel bad if I didn't like it, right? Because then I'd be like, oh, guys, the quality
Kenny's
is
going
like,
to hell.
Yeah, it's like that's VidAngel quality right there, right? Like I would be, if I'm cynical about it, which I very well might be, I'd be like, oh yeah, I saw that show. But maybe after watching stuff like Mandalorian season 3, like The Chosen wouldn't be that bad. So I don't know. All I want to know is, does Michael McLean do the score? Because if he doesn't, I'm out. Because if I don't hear, she sees a diamond deep in the rough of my soul.
Gosh, EFY,
I need it to be like an EFY video, right? Emily, my friend. Yeah, that's what I love.
Hey, can I?
That's my bread and butter.
Speaking of Michael McLean, I have had, so I've owned my my car now for about 3 years. Pretty much the past 2.5 years, I have had the Forgotten Christmas Carols CD in my car, and I it's like every few months, if I, for some reason, my phone's not connecting or the Wi-Fi is not connecting to it or whatever, and I have to listen to something, and if I don't want to listen to the radio, I flip over to the CD, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have the Forgotten Christmas Carols, and it's Michael McLean just singing along.
Correction, that's Kurt Bester.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's Kurt Bester. And
is he singing it? But it's written by Michael McLean.
I think there's some collaboration there, because Kurt Bester just plays.
I'm sure
Kurt Bester plays piano for it.
Let him in.
Michael McLean's not singing along, Josh. You're singing along with Michael McLean.
I love that you're listening to some random Christmas CD in the middle of June, and you're like, "Yeah, this has been my car since I bought it. It came free with the car. Here we go."
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I think everybody kind of has that kind of.
Yeah,
you had that one floating CD because nobody listens to CDs anymore. So
yeah, mine is still the 311 self-titled album. So it's fine.
You're obviously cooler than me.
I'm a little cool.
The last time I listened to a CD, I was in Yellowstone, and we forgot to download music, and the only CD we had was the Suicide Squad soundtrack.
Not the worst thing to have. Not the worst thing.
The first
one?
Okay.
Yeah,
the first one.
You're cooler than me.
Yeah.
21 Pilots are on there.
Maybe I need to get one of my EFY CDs.
Are they still relevant?
They disappeared super quick. Anyways, we've kind of run the gamut here.
I think we have.
Ending theologically.
Yes.
And starting with a morning meeting. So anyways.
That's the weirdest bookend ever.
Speaking of morning meetings, I am overdue for my evening meeting.
Josh, take us out.
Yes, gladly. On behalf of Kenny and Spencer, we want to thank you for listening to The Other Show. We know that there are a ton of podcasts out there to choose from, so the fact that you choose to listen to us means a lot. And because you lend us your ears each week, we want to connect with you, whether that's through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can follow The Other Show on any of those social media platforms. Additionally, we want to invite you to join us in our Facebook group, The Other Group. It's a fun little community that we hope you will want to be a part of. To join, simply just search The Other Group on Facebook, or you can click on the link in this episode's show notes. Now, we may be seasoned podcasters, but this is still a fairly new podcast. So we would love your help in getting the word out about The Other Show. The easiest way to help is by simply hitting the subscribe button on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and even YouTube. Subscribing helps others find The Other Show much easier. Also, while you're hitting the subscribe button, please leave us a review. We really do read each one, including those 1-star rubbish reviews. And if you're looking for a way to show the world how much you love The Other Show, you can stop by our store, The Other Store, to grab some swag like shirts, hats, hoodies, stickers, and much more. You can shop at theother.show/store or by simply clicking on the direct link in this episode's show notes. But guys, remember, when you're not here listening to us on The Other Show, you can listen to me on my other show, The Party in the Back.
You can hear me on my other show, Bacon Cell.
And you can find me after my next meeting on my other show,